Golden State Warriors with Jimmy Butler. Did you guys see them playing the Mavericks last night?
I had an opportunity to watch just a little bit of it, Mo. And hey, you got to give credit to Jimmy Butler and what he's
Hmm.
meant to this basketball team, man, since he's been there. And you figured that he would be motivated, obviously, to be at his best, with how the whole trade situation went down with Miami, how that whole exit went. Uh, Jimmy's been around long enough and he knows how he needs to respond coming out of those situations like that. So he has responded really well. And what it appears to be, you listen to Draymond Green over the All-Star break in terms of the respect that he's had for Jimmy and talked about his willingness to follow him and what he's meant. And Draymond has gone as far as saying, hey, they were going to win the championship. So they obviously, as an organization, like what they're seeing thus far with the addition of Jimmy Butler, how that's helped free up Steph Curry. Uh, so they have the potential to be a dangerous basketball team.
Since trading for Jimmy Butler, the Warriors are 5-1. They're second in the NBA in offensive rating and second in the NBA in defensive rating. First in net rating in these games. They've been really impressive. I think having Jimmy Butler there as a secondary ball handler to kind of take some of the pressure off of Stephen Curry, and then also you don't have to worry about the team falling behind when Jimmy Butler when Steph Curry goes to the bench because you can play Jimmy with some of those second units. BJ, do you think this Warriors team is capable of winning a championship this season?
If you're asking me to compare the teams, I don't think they are better than the current teams above them. I don't think they're better than OKC. I don't think they're better than Denver. The Houston Rockets have been struggling a little bit as of late. I don't think they're better than them. But you like what you see from the Warriors. And when you make a trade, a lot of times you will get the best version of that player. Right now, the Golden State Warriors are getting the best version of Jimmy Butler. This is the Jimmy Butler that we've kind of, when we saw them get to the NBA Finals in the bubble, this is the version that they're currently getting in the last, 6 games. They're 5-1. Now let's see how sustainable this is. Let's see how this works. Okay. Now, if it's one thing that I've been following with the Warriors is the following. I've been following Jimmy Butler has been playing a lot as he should. But you know what I really like about the Golden State Warriors right now? I want to make this point. Jimmy Butler is playing right now with a great sense of desperation right now. He's really, really giving maximum effort. Now, you got to love it. They've turned the corner. I think when I say turn the corner, they feel now that every game they enter into that they can win the game. They haven't had that probably since, up until since Jimmy Butler has arrived here. 6 games ago. So I like it. I like where they're at. You got to like the fact that they're playing with this sense of desperation, which is absolutely necessary um, in this league if you're going to win. However, when the Dallas Mavericks, for instance, when they're fully healthy, I don't think they're better than the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. I don't think they're better than a lot of teams ahead of them. But I like the fact that they are playing with confidence. Jimmy has given them some energy, and you got to ride it. You take it because it looked like they were playing in mud before he arrived. So give them credit on that. I don't know what this means to the bench. They're not going to their bench as much. They're kind of top heavy right now in how they've been playing since Jimmy arrived. But you got to give them credit. They've won. It seems to have worked for them. And I think it was Steph Curry. If I just saw a quote. This is it. This is their last run. If this doesn't work, I think
Right.
it's
Mm-hmm.
so I
Hmm.
got to give them credit. And they've all taken on that responsibility. And that's what I love. I love it when people just lay it out and give me your effort. So I respect that
Mm-hmm.
because if this one doesn't work, now what?
Well,
And this is their final run.
Jimmy has added a certain physical presence on that perimeter too that's needed. You know, Draymond obviously has done that for years for this team. You know, they had it when Clay was there as a defender on the perimeter, but Jimmy brings some of that physical and nasty attitude on the perimeter that's very much needed when you start competing in this league, especially against the better teams. And he also gives them someone who can get to the free throw line.
Yeah, they're
And
first
he's
in the
been
league.
yes,
Free throws
yes,
is the
and
trade.
yeah, and he's been great at that, especially since getting there. And that is also a very good weapon for that Golden State team. His ability to draw fouls, get to the line, and you know, get extra points that way for that team.